Hi. I think Joel don't know he muted Prime.
Mute.
I definitely not know that. Do you see me? I was messing with the banner. Do you see me?
Yeah, we see you fine. The banner does still say Peacemaker, but you know.
I just changed it. I swear I just changed it. I swear that's what I was in the middle of doing.
I meant to say it before you went online, but we kept talking about other stuff, and I just kept forgetting to bring it back up.
No, I
I
saw
thought
it.
you wanted us to remind us to watch it when we're done here. That's what I thought.
I didn't get the countdowns. I didn't know what was happening. Like, my video, it didn't play. Look, right now it's still dark. I can't see shit.
Interesting. Oh, now it's just you.
There you go.
Oh, we good? All right.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, it's still dark for me. I can't see a damn thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, we can see
You still see the shared screen, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
see the shared screen. It looks great on my end.
Me too. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so welcome to my Do About Nothing presents 6 divisions in 6 weeks, the Southwest Division. Now I'm getting a call. It's all great, all 7. 8. It's perfect timing. So yeah, we're doing Southwest Division this week. We've already went through the Pacific, went through the Northwest, and look, we've hit the deadline. October 1st is the deadline. A lot of moves happened. Unfortunately, all the shit that happened with the Warriors happened this week instead of the week we did the Warriors, which was last week. So we're a little behind. Some updates there. They did sign everybody that we mentioned. Everybody. They did settle with Kuminga. I think it was 2 years, 48. Yeah, I think so, with the team option. So I know he didn't like that. So in my opinion, he is out as soon as the deadline comes.
Oh, for sure.
That's almost a dead given.
You got to come out balling then if he trying to make sure he out.
Yeah. So the Warriors are now finally good. They got their two-way guys filled up. The whole roster is now. If it's not before, like last week when we were looking at it, they did not have the complete roster. They didn't even have training camp guys signed. But everyone was organized now. We're going to move on to the Southwest. And we're going to start with Dallas. Oh shit! Did it work? Oh,
no, it's still on the main.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's up.
I still can't see myself. But
you want to refresh?
I don't know how.
Just refresh the whole page. You're gonna go out for a second, have to come back in, but that's fine.
All right, we'll take the lead for a second. Let me see if it works.
It's gonna take off your shared screen too. So we'll talk football till you get back or something. I don't know.
Distract the audience for a minute.
Let's see live up to date what's going on in the MLB playoffs. The Cubs are up 3-1, still in the top of the 9 against the Padres.
You said at the top of the 9?
Yeah, 1 out, 2 on base though.
Interesting. That's definitely interesting. I peeked at it earlier, up until maybe about the 3rd or 4th, but I got to watching this movie. And hadn't checked back in on the since.
Yeah, last I had looked, honestly, the Guardians and Tigers game was still on, so I missed this game entirely. So, but I guess I should be paying more attention because whoever wins this game goes up against my Brewers. But we'll see what happens.
I can see that. You see?
Yeah, you are back. We see.
I could see again. Sorry for that.
We got through one baseball topic. We didn't even get too far into it. So,
all right, cool. So I didn't miss much.
No.
All right, cool. Anyway, Dallas. We're here for Dallas.
God, their salary is crazy.
Yeah, I think we got also keep in mind the salaries might be a little bloated for some of these teams because some of these guys have signed training camp guys. So that might put them a little bit over. They probably will be below by the beginning of the season once they get release some of those guys. So anyway, these are non-training guys. This is everybody that's currently signed to the roster, right? So my projected starters are D'Lo, Klay Thompson, rookie Cooper Flag, the number 1 pick in the draft, Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, the second. Returning the injured Kyrie Irving. Unfortunately, he'll be out for a while. I think he may be back before the end of the season, but
I thought it was all year.
He might be all year. I don't know. I haven't heard that he'd be out all year, but I do know he'll be out for a while. So
that
definitely the beginning. So Kyrie's hurt, unfortunately, and for them. Then we move on to Najee Marshall, PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, Max Christie, Brandon Williams, Dante Exum, Jaden Hardy, Caleb Martin, and Dwight Powell. They brought everybody back, basically.
Yeah.
Almost. That's a lot. The only new guys are their two-way guys, and they have room for one more. So we'll see. Maybe by the end of training camp, they bring one more in. But as of right now, this is the roster as is. They're a good team, especially healthy. If healthy, they can be, even with this without Kyrie, they're a good team. With Kyrie, they might be much better. But as of right now, they're just good. Maybe slightly better than good. They're definitely a playoff team without Kyrie. I think they're a threat with Kyrie. That's probably the best way to put it. Let me answer this message, and you guys take it from here. Did you start? Give me something about the Dallas Mavericks.
So I was just looking up the Kyrie injury timeline. The latest I could see, like obviously Jason Kidd was saying that he doesn't want to give him saying that he's ahead of schedule and thing, but he's happy with where he's at. The latest timeline that they had was 10 months, and that was back in July. And they don't mean necessarily 10 months from July, but 10 months from the actual time the injury happened. So that was last March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you figuring that should put them towards like a January return, which is honestly a lot sooner than I thought. I really did think he was out for the year. But even still having to ramp up from that, like I said, they're a good team regardless, but championship aspirations with Kyrie versus probably second round is probably their ceiling without them. Like I don't have as much of faith in D'Lo to be a replacement for Kyrie in the short term. Cooper Flag, balled out in college. Cooper Flag is probably going to be a beast someday in the NBA, but will it be year one? I don't know. So it's like things like that. I know Anthony Davis, he has to wear eye protector for the rest of his career now.
Kareem now.
Basically. And we know he can be Mr. Glass, so it's like what's gonna happen there?
That's a piece of armor right there. So that's one thing you don't worry about no more.
So it's interesting. I think on paper they are a really good team, but more so than most teams, it really does rely on how healthy can they be, because a lot of their key parts are very injury prone. Like this is Kyrie's fourth surgery. So how does he come back from that?
Yeah, new contract they got him under too. So,
but not even just like Kyrie's going to ball, but it's will his body hold up after 4 surgeries? I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a very good question. Not like he's getting any younger either.
Right, and then AD is AD,
and AD is AD, and those are two linchpins. That's very fair. But they are deep. They have the body count to be able to withstand certain injuries. Obviously, they also drafted a very young. They hope budding superstar.
Right.
We'll see. I mean, I like him. I think he was very good in college. Will that translate? I know they hope so, considering they did trade one of the best players in the league.
I do think it's going to translate. I just don't know if it's going to be year one.
I agree. I think they could have made noise last year, but shit happened.
Yeah.
Injuries caught up to them, and they collapsed at the end. And AD got hurt almost as soon as he got there. So unfortunately, Dallas has there's a black what they call it, the black cat went right by the
dark horse.
Yeah, they're more than a dark horse at this point.
But, you're saying like the black cat turns.
Yeah. They just have no luck.
I get you.
And then like management and all that shit. Prime, talk to me about Dallas. What do you think about the Mavericks?
Man, you guys said everything I was thinking. I love the depth for this team. It's some really good players on that bench, man. And we don't want to talk the word injury, but we're going to hear that a lot tonight talking about this division. But there's some key players on that bench that can fill some spots in the short term if they run into it. You talked about Anthony Davis and the goggles. You think we'll see if he develops a sky hook or hook shot this year. But other than that, man, you guys have said pretty much everything. Now, granted, I'm not the biggest D'Angelo Russell guy. I mean, I was pretty big when I'm coming out of college at first. I thought he was going to be bigger than he was. But as his career progressed, I wasn't as big a guy. But I don't know, Didge. I think I'm fine with him in this offense for now. On his team for now, on both sides of the ball, but even more so offensively, he just got to make sure he's staying in his place, finds his way and standing in his place. I would have loved to have had Kyrie here earlier. If he's going to play this year, I mean, I'm hearing that there's a chance that he's going to play. He could play that same timeline because it would have been very interesting to see how much he and Cooper could develop, and what we would be looking at by the time we hit the playoffs running. I think that would make his development a little bit faster. But I mean, overall, I like this team, man. I like this team. I'm really anxious to see with Jason Kidd how he's going to incorporate Cooper Flag on this squad and fill everything out. Jason, I think I'm a little high on Jason Kidd, at least offensively, than a lot of people, and I really want to see how he incorporates this guy, definitely at the offensive end, and how he and AD work out at that in those forward spots.
Fair enough. I do want to correct myself. I did mention the new additions as just those two-way guys. Obviously, D'Lo and Cooper Flag are also new additions. Yeah, because they're in the starter lineup. I didn't really mention them, but
no, I figured that.
I'm pretty sure I've said that throughout most of this series. Like I didn't mention there are new players on the starting lineup as well.
Yeah, I mean, outside the injury, man, I'm saying closing though. I mean, you talking about a team. How could I not think positive about this team if they can stay healthy? I mean, if you can win a draft lottery with less than 2% odds. You know what I'm saying? I think good gonna happen here, right?
Was that good luck or manufactured luck? Or
is that the case of the basketball gods that gave you your favor and now they like good luck?
Well, we know a little something about that, Dish. So Joel, we know a little something about that, Joel. So I mean, hey, I'm not gonna look down on nobody else, and no matter what happens.
Apparently, they only do the one favor, and you're kind of good the rest of the
right. That's what I'm saying. They give you the one, and they like, all right, good luck after that.
I knew now. Yeah. Oh well. Well, this is what we got with Dallas. Again, I do think they will. You think this is a playoff team, right?
Yeah, for sure. By the way, that cap figure, unless they're cutting somebody big, isn't changing much.
Really?
That cap figure is that cap figure.
I mean, it's definitely not going to be much different, but
they would have to cut somebody to get under second apron.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, the only thing they could do is fill in the two-way. I don't think that counts towards the cap. But yeah, they're screwed. Yeah, I mean it'll get lower, but I don't know how many guys they currently have on their training camp. That's a couple thousand right there, like 3 or 4.
Right.
But again, that's not, like you said, it's not going to change much. It's under it's not. Yeah, no, it's not going to change much. So good luck to them. This is where they are. This is their team. Yeah. The best they could do is make trades, which I could see that happening. They have the depth, enough good players on this bench where they have ammunition. I'm not sure what their pick. I should definitely start bringing in
draft stuff.
Yeah, because that's ammunition. It really is. Now you got some good players, you got some contracts, like tradable contracts and stuff like that. Definitely something to look forward to. Maybe in the future I'll start adding stuff like that. But as of right now, this is what we got. All right, let's move on to the next team in the Southwest. Oops, wrong button. Oh shit, 1-1 is here. All right, before we move on, let's get 1-1's opinion on the Dallas.
On Dallas, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Sorry, doing insurance sucks.
I'll
keep it short. Where did they finish last year?
They were not in the playoffs.
Nope. They were not in the playoffs?
Yeah, they fell out right after the injuries.
This team, if I'm just being completely honest, I don't want to hold you guys up. 6, 7, or 8. That's it. I won't go. No, because that's where I'm playing. Yeah, that's playing, right?
7, 8 playing.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10.
I think they're between 6, 7, and 8. This team, and it's less. It's less about their ability and more about the West is just loaded.
They are, yeah. We were saying that they're a playoff team, but like you said, they're probably lower seeded.
I mean, if we're being honest, if you can get a healthy All-Star Anthony Davis and Cooper Flag is even 5% of what people are trying to hype him to be, maybe higher. I mean, maybe, but I mean that's a big but. Can Anthony Davis turn back the wheel? I don't think so. That's too much pressure to put on Cooper Flag year one. I don't know. I just see too many injuries in this one starting lineup. Not to mention their best player is already out injured. So
that was sort of I was saying that their ceiling is probably second round if Kyrie doesn't come back. But if Kyrie comes back in health and the basketball gods sort of look upon them favorably, this is a team that, yeah, again, you're correct. Again, if they give them a second blessing, on paper, this is a team that could have championship aspirations, but everything has to go right. Yeah. And we know everything's not going to go right.
Health being one of them.
Yeah, if healthy, I think they could essentially be what Washington was in football last season. I think they could be like a dark horse kind of team to just make some noise, not go all the way, but just make some noise. But I don't know. Anthony Davis's first game as a Maverick, he got injured. I don't know how much stop.
No, I get you. That's what That's what I was saying. It's one of those. I don't try. I'm not gonna bet on it.
Yeah, me neither. I'm good though, Joel. That's it. I think it's 6, 7, or 8. That's about it.
That's fine. Okay, but that's all. We were pretty much done anyway. So all right, we're gonna move on from Dallas. Move on to Houston. Houston, we have a problem. The starters for my projected starters, at least, for the Houston Rockets, Amen Thompson, Reed Shepherd, Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith Jr., Alfred Sengun. I got returning players. The injured Fred VanVleet, unfortunately, towards ACL, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yep.
That sucks. So he was their starting point guard, and now he's out. It's unfortunate for them to lose him, but he'll be there on the bench cheering them on. Tari Eason, Steven Adams, Aaron Holiday, Jayshawn Tate, and Uncle Jeff Green reuniting with his rookie teammate Kevin Durant from Seattle. Man, that was a long time ago. That was a while ago.
Man.
New additions: Dorian Finney-Smith, nice acquisition. Josh Okogie, also pretty decent for cheap on the bench, not bad. Clint Capella, unexpected third center on the team with bigs. Good idea, I guess, but that okay.
Man, I ain't know Clint Capella was still in the league.
Yeah, he was starting last. Well, actually, he got replaced last year by the Hawks. But still,
I thought he retired after that.
No, obviously not. He was available, and they traded that to Houston. So here we are. And they got a whole bunch of 3 new two-ways, J.D. Davison, Kevon Harris, and Isaiah Crawford. Rockets. Still high on them, even though they lost Fred, even though that hurts. That hurts a lot. I think they was a big part of that team because they're kind of thin at guard. And if Reed Shepherd plays, I know they were very high on Reed. I know they like Reed a lot, but he kind of didn't play very well. And then he got hurt at the end of the year. So we're going to hopefully see a new level to Reed Shepherd. And, Aaron Holiday was in and out of the rotation, and they're a very big team because they mostly just have wings. But Amen will definitely probably be more of the main ball handler, but they'll probably take turns with others, and KD can bring it up. But again, I like their summer. They're bringing in Dorian. Their bench isn't bad. Tyrese and Steven Adams, and even Tate and Green have shown they can be bench help. So can Okogie and Capella. So they got some depth, especially more than they had last year. Again, it comes down to being healthy, and can they stay that way? And this long ass team could be one of the better teams in the West easily, in my opinion. So let's start with Prime. Prime, what do you think about the Houston Rockets?
Well, Ime Udoka got a squad, man. Got a squad. Like you already mentioned, there's definitely some height, some length on this team here.
Wow.
Amen Thompson is going to definitely have to show a lot of responsibility, especially with Fred out of there.
Yeah,
I expect them to lean on Reed Shepherd more from the outside. Definitely, we know he definitely is a guy that's going to knock down the three. And I think having a guy like Durant, a veteran player like Durant on this squad, some of the other players, he's going to be able to pull something out of some of these other players because I still feel like they can get a little bit more from Aaron Holiday. On both sides of the ball there. You mentioned Uncle Jeff being back in the mix. That's never going to hurt, especially when you're talking about experience, man. So I like this. But I think out of everything with this team, the Reed Shepherd thing is really intriguing to me because I think he's in a really good position to actually take his game to a next level and actually maybe start to really put his name on the map out there. I think he has that type of potential. And the way this team is built and with the coach that they got, I think he could be in for some big things, man. I really think so.
Yeah, he will get the opportunity. I mean, he already said that he feels like he could
knock it down.
Yeah, he definitely could, and he could defend too. And
yeah.
He's not super big. He's like 6'3", I think, but like he's a 3-and-D guard. Can play a little bit of point guard, but mostly more of a shooting guard. But here, he got he was number 3 pick, I think, last year.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, he was drafted very high for a reason. So let's see.
And Dorian Finney, y'all heard me mention that when we were talking about the other division. I was talking about the loss. Yeah. I love the Dorian Finney-Smith. I was anxious to see. I know they say he may or may not start. He might miss some time at the beginning of the year. They're rehabbing that. I think it was his ankle. I believe it was. But yeah, I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith to me is a winner on any team, and I love him in this mix as well.
Yeah, it's just another really good defensive wing, like a 3-and-D wing. I'm like, it's a luxury to have a guy like that on your bench easily. 1-1. What you thinking about?
Dang, 1-1 might not be here.
Yo, Uno.
Sorry. I thought I was unmuted. My bad. No, I mean we had this argument before, Joel. I'm not as high on this team as you were. I don't know, man. You know what it is? I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. If Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal could make the postseason, I don't see this accumulation of talent necessarily being all that much better. I get it. You're thinking you have better pieces around Durant, but I'm saying Durant and Booker should have been enough just to get into the postseason. So I'm like, because think about it. That essentially is showing Durant isn't enough to carry to the post, just to get you to the postseason. So now the question is, do you trust everyone else to ascend around Durant to complete that? I'm saying I don't. I have to see it.
Do you think they can make the playoffs? Is what you're saying?
No. I'm saying I'm not as high on this. I'm saying if Durant couldn't excel that Phoenix team to just make the playoffs, this team can make the playoffs. I'm saying, but that's their ceiling.
This team was the number 2 team last year.
Number
2 team in the conference last year.
They won the division last year and it was number 2. So I think
completely understand. But I do believe the heart of this team is either in Phoenix or on the injury reserve right now.
I know you, Jalen Green, because otherwise you're not saying that Dillon Brooks is the heart of the team.
When I say heart of the team, I don't mean just one player. I mean, I think Van Vliet, Green, with Dillon Brooks, all that together with this team is. I mean, Didge, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying we can't act as if those parts didn't help get that team to where it was.
That's fair. That's
fair.
Every part did.
All I'm saying is this team ceiling, I believe, is first round. I do not believe they get out.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
I don't. Because hold on, time out. How far did they make it last year?
They got in the first round. I think Durant makes them better.
So let me ask you this: if let's say, okay, you know what? No,
go ahead, because it's gonna be up to me next. So it's perfect for me to.
I don't want to take up anyone else's time because I was gonna ask you where do you see them finishing? Because I'm saying if you have them finishing the lower half in the West, right?
But I don't.
Oh, so you have them what? Top 5?
I mean, division winners are automatically top 3, right? So they're at least top 3 because
you have them winning a division
for sure. I mean, I don't.
Oh, okay.
So
we'll get there again.
I guess we'll get there, but yeah, I mean, for sure. So at the least, they're what maybe 14. I think division winners could be top 4. I think it is or something like that. So at the least, they're having home court first round of the playoffs, and granted, that didn't help them last year. But I do think that Kevin Durant is better than the combination of Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks.
For sure.
So,
and Dorian Finney-Smith.
I don't
adding
these other young guys. If you're talking about going up against those other proven Western Conference teams, I'm just saying I've seen Durant at his height get knocked out. Like it's nothing. First round, second round, like it's nothing.
They didn't get knocked out last year like it was nothing. It was a 7-game series, and it was a heartbreaker in that 7th game. So like I think the addition of a Durant, at the very least, will give them that.
You're saying Houston?
Yeah, they went 7 games.
Yeah, we're not disagreeing on that. I'm 100% with you, lock and step on that. I get it. You're saying Houston was right there. Durant takes them a step further. Completely get it. I'm just saying the landscape of the West right now. If they finish a 4th seed, they play what, the 7th seed? No.
They play the 5th seed.
5th seed. Oh, 4 plays 5. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That 5th seed is going to be very interesting if you have them at 4, seeing if they can get past it. I'm just saying I'm not ready. I'm not sold yet on this young talent.
I'm not so convinced that they can't get back to 2. Outside of Oklahoma City, and when we talked about that, I don't know who else in the West that I'm like is a juggernaut.
I wouldn't use the word juggernaut, but this was the argument me and Joel had at nauseum. I do believe the Lakers are better than the Houston Rockets. So if you think they can be 2, I believe Lakers could be 2.
I mean, the Lakers were 3 last year. That's not that much of a jump.
No. But I'm saying Houston was 2. So I mean,
yeah, but I think they were a game separated. It's not like Houston ran away with 2. I think they got the 2 seed in like the last game.
Well, right. I got you. I'm just saying, to me, I have the Lakers at 2. I do not see this starting 5. Now, I will say this, and I know this is going to sound crazy. I would completely agree with you if they had Fred. Completely and utterly agree with you if they had Fred.
You value Fred VanVleet way higher than I do.
Fred and Durant?
I think Fred's important. I think
he's important.
That's what's stopping them, at least stopping me from having them be a top, like a Western Conference team.
I do agree he is important, but Juwan made this man sound like that is Giannis walking through the door. Fred VanVleet ain't there. This team is just nothing. Like,
you know what it is? You know what I view Fred VanVleet as? And I know you guys are going to say it's probably not the same thing, but it's just how I view him. If you believe this team can make a deep run, and I'm not putting words in your mouth, but if that is a belief, right? I believe Fred is as crucial to this team as Kyle Lowry was in Kawhi taking it all the way in Toronto. That's how important I view Fred. So that's why I'm saying not having Fred, I don't trust the other youth of this team.
So you're saying you don't trust Amen and Reed, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I don't even disagree with Amen. I think Amen is amazing. My thing is he's definitely more highly valued by everyone else than me personally. But he's very good. I'm not saying he's not. He's like a poor man's Shea at this point. That's what he is. No jumper though. Like he has no like his jumper is like maybe that changes this year. He can't shoot. And look, Reed again did not play very good last year. Not bad, not very good.
He also didn't get a lot of minutes though,
because he couldn't get in the rotation.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like that good guard play, and that's
going to change this year though.
And I hope that does, because that to me he's a key. Because if he can literally replace what Fred had or gave you, then they'll be okay in my opinion. But without, they're going to need a guard at some point. If they can't figure it out, they're going to need that. So without Fred, I don't think they can win the chip, in my opinion. But I do think they can win the
chip regardless. I'll nip that there.
That's what I mean. I'm saying either the Western Conference Finals contender, if you want to say,
Yeah, that's fair.
That I do think they're a higher West seed than a lower West seed. That I do. I do.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Okay. Anyway, is that everyone's final opinion on the?
Yeah, I mean playoff team.
Yeah.
I think
semantics right now.
Yeah, semantics. So where they're going? Who knows what happens come playoffs?
Yeah. I agree. I do think they're good. I do. I would. They're fucking now, especially if that big lineup works like they want it to. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's gonna be crazy. Because Tari Eason, I love Tari Eason, Dorian Finney-Smith. They can go big as fuck. And they were talking like playing Steven Adams and Şengün.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's a crazy line.
That's big. All right. So and Şengün is super fucking good. He had a great summer. He had a really good summer. So, okay. Anyway, I've gloated enough about this Rocket team. Let's move on to the next team, the Southwest. The Memphis Grizzlies, who've kind of taken a little bit of dip.
I forgot about this game.
So here we are. So this is Memphis. My projected starters for Memphis are John Morant, KCP, Jalen Wells, Jaren Jackson Jr., Santi Aldama, returning Zach Edey, who I believe would start if he was healthy. But he's going to miss the start of the season. So will Brandon Clark, who seems to be perennial now. We get him getting hurt. Scottie Pippen Jr., Vince Williams Jr., John Conchar, Gigi Jackson, who is going to have a chance now to show out, and Cam Spencer. New additions: Ty Jerome had a decent year in Cleveland. See if he can bring it over to Memphis. Jock Landale, who was the third center in Houston, now the third center in Memphis. Well, with all the injuries, he might be the starting center. Cedric Howard, I like him. We'll see if he can make some noise in the NBA. Jamar Mysak, we'll see. I think they have too many people. It's probably one of these guys gets cut. They're two ways, Javon Small and PJ Hall. They'll probably bring in one more two-way for sure. Memphis, I don't know. They're not the Memphis Grizzlies they used to be, in my opinion. I don't hate them. I don't like. I do think there's a good team here. I really don't know. I can't get a real good feel for him because when Ja is really good, he's really good. Problem is he hasn't been that good in a while. He's been good, but he hasn't been Ja good, or at least what we thought Ja was going to be good. KCP, and if anything, they took a hit by trading away Desmond Bane, in my opinion. Bringing in KCP, he's not the KCP of old, and even when he was the KCP of old, he wasn't Desmond Bane. You know what I mean? Jalen Wells was a nice surprise for them last year. He was a rookie last year. He's more of like a glue guy, big wing, good wing. Jaren Jackson Jr. As much as I like Jaren Jackson Jr., nothing will irritate me more than the fact this motherfucker can't rebound. For a guy like 6'11", like he's such a soft rebounder. It bothers just living shit out of me. I just can't figure it out. Like, why are you so big and can't board? It's insane. Santi, I like Santi, especially coming off the bench because he can play center, he can play power forward, he can play some small forward, he can shoot it. He's 7 foot, and he could, he's not. Again, he's kind of soft too, though. He's not a power player. He's a more finesse guy. But having him and Jaren, you have two soft bigs. That's just not fucking work. You know what I mean? You'll get away with it some nights, but you're gonna get beat up at some point. I did like Scottie Pippen Jr. He's been impressive. Coming off the bench, even started some for them. Vince Williams Jr. didn't really do much last year. He was coming off an injury. He was effective the year before when they had like everybody injured. He actually showed out, but we'll see. I don't know if the coach likes him. We'll see. Contra hasn't really been. He's literally just a next man up type of dude. Gigi Jackson has some upside. We'll see. I do think he's pretty good, but he's kind of inconsistent. We'll see if he can be more consistent now that he'll definitely have a role. Considering Brandon Clark and Zach Edey are going to be out for a little bit. Ty Jerome, I like Ty Jerome. That might be him and Cedric Howard, probably the two new guys. I think that might get in the rotation. And actually make some noise for them, but they may be a play-in team. That's kind of where I think I wrote down where I think I have them. Let me just check real quick. But while I do that, Didge, what do you think of the Memphis Grizzlies?
Get my man Ja out of this city. They've been making dumb decisions for the past 3 seasons. No, I say 2 seasons, and I don't need this type of legacy for Ja. I think that.
Ouch.
I don't know. Some of, like you said, just some of the trades and people who they've let walk, and just it doesn't feel like it feels like they're sort of gambling a little too hard, and all of their gambles aren't working out in a way. Like I know they made. I think they were a play-in team last year.
Yeah, and
they happened to make the playoffs. But I mean, and granted, OKC is OKC, so. It makes sense why I think they lost 4 straight. Like I think they got swept. It kind of makes sense. Getting swept by the champions is, but they didn't even look too competitive. And I know Ja didn't play game 4, or he got hurt early in game 4. My memory's kind of fuzzy on it, but either way, my big thing is I think they're going to take a step back from that because I don't think they necessarily got better. I don't think they got worse, but the West got better.
They did, exactly.
That's the issue.
I think they did get slightly worse.
Okay, fair.
No, I just looked. I do have them just out of the play-in. And that can change due to injuries and
of course.
Surprises. Maybe there's something someone steps up here in Memphis that I'm not seeing, but it's kind of where I got them right now. Prime. What do you think about Memphis?
About the same. I do think they got a tad bit worse. Bane is, say what you want to about not having a Desmond Bane. Bane is a baller, man.
Yeah.
That's a type of guy that you want on your basketball team. He's gonna leave it all out there. Other than that, a lot of it's gonna depend on two things. One is Ja gonna keep from getting hurt or suspended. Okay, are they gonna be able to keep him on the court? Zach Edey, when they can get him back, how does he come back from that injury? And then continue to develop as a young guy in this league. And that's pretty much it. I think play-in is probably the thing. I'm with you about Jaren Jackson. I really try hard to like Jaren Jackson Jr., but he for somebody who looks kind of tough, he's kind of soft. And I understand sometimes, you may say that, the lineups may dictate it or an injury gets put into the mix, but I hate when they move him to the 5 in some of those lineups.
It should work though. It should, but it doesn't.
Yeah. But I first saw him, this is going to be good. Okay, this is going to be good. And I sit in and watch this. Man, he's getting pounded on the boards. It's just like when he gets the ball down low. I've seen him get shots down there that I think he should take. Looks like he's got the matchup. He decides he wants to pass it out. But then he'll get a shot down there, against some bigs and start taking shots he shouldn't take. It seems like he's confused, man. But I think they're fine. They can just leave him at the 4 as much as they can and rely on some of those other guys. But I see this team playing at best. As a play-in team sitting around there, provided once again their guy not missing a whole lot of games or we put out for half a season or injury or suspension, man.
Oh man. Edey's back in 6 to 9 weeks. I know, obviously, you haven't just injured, but just giving an update on that.
That's good. I mean, he's gonna miss the beginning. Brandon Clark just got hurt too, and I like Clark, but and I thought next to Jaren Jackson, he's a good compliment to Jaren Jackson because he's more of a gritty rebounding type, and that's not Jaren Jackson. I mean, if you watch Team USA and he was the starting center, we got ate the fuck up by fucking Lithuania. I'll never forget that. I was like, what is happening? Why did they get one big? It was bothering me.
I will say, and then though, Jalen, I didn't mention Jalen Wells though. I like Jalen Wells. Okay. We'll see how that wrist is doing. I know he had that wrist injury. See how that wrist is doing if he comes back. But I like that kid though.
He played the summer league. That's why I knew he was healthy, or else I would have had him hurt still.
Fair.
I was like, he played summer league. He's all right. He's young. He shook it off. He's like, I'm good. Juwan, what you think about the Grizz?
I do have this team as a playoff team. I think what they're desperately missing is a legit vet, like a legit vet. This is not me trying to cause any issues, Didge, but like someone like a Bobby Portis, I think would be good.
Not too much, Juwan.
No, just like him, like someone like him. It doesn't have to physically be him, but someone like him would be very good for this kind of team. But I think I think this team's success kind of goes based on
someone like a Josh Hart.
Hey.
No, we throwing out names.
Hey,
Not your mouth.
Hey. That's a Villanova connection. You can't separate, dog.
No, they separated one connection. They can separate another.
No. We didn't separate it.
Yeah.
No. It was addition by subtraction.
Yo.
We
started with then gained another.
Guys, we ended with 3 Villanova guys. Anyway, I think this definitely just rests on the shoulders of can Jaren Jackson Jr. get himself back to? Wasn't he all pro?
He was an all-star last year.
All-star, yeah. I mean, it's just it's can he elevate himself and find other ways to be useful on the court? And I mean, it's very simple with John Morant. He has to figure out What kind of shooter does he want to be? On or off the court? Does he want to play for the NBA or for NBA Youngboy? You know, these are just.
To be fair, last year he didn't have as many issues.
You sure?
Yeah, he hurt
You sure?
Yeah, I was saying, wasn't he just hurt? Like, I don't think he had any.
He had an issue.
Let me look. Hold up.
When you trading in issues, Did it's either legal or injury. It's like you can never just be on the court. He tries to.
Well, they just had to talk about him and his gestures and stuff. You know, I mean.
Oh, that's right. He had the bomb. He had the bomb.
Yeah,
I like that one.
I love it. They're just like, we need to get him out of here. Most of this stress that they've gone through is because of him. And anyway, I do have this team like a play-in team. Like if that's what they were last year, I have them around the same thing this year. Ja Morant's too much of a talent for me to think they have no chance. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he's the 50% you have to give them.
That's fair.
Playing. That's around where I am. Like, I bet right now, looking at them, they might not make it, but that they're right there. They're a cusp. Let's move on.
Who's their coach this year?
Same coach. It was
Silo or something like that.
I thought they fired their coach last year.
They did it. The guy that over
Silo or something.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
The interim coach, he stayed.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything different.
I didn't hear anything about it either.
Like
Tommaso Salo. Yeah, Tommaso Salo.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's who it was. Yeah. I have it here. Yeah, so this is Memphis. Things are coming. New Orleans, the New Orleans Pelicans. Double plurals. My projected starters due to injury: Jordan Poole, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy III, Zion Williamson, Yves Missy, returning DeJounte Murray when eventually healthy again, Jose Alvarado, Jordan Hawkins, Carlo Matkovic. New additions, a whole bunch of new ones. Sadiq Bey, Kayvon Looney, leaving Warriors to come to New Orleans. Jeremiah Fears, Micah Peavy, Derek Queen, all rookies. Trey Alexander, the two-way, Bryce McGowan, the two-way, and Hunter Dickens, another rookie, but as a two-way. So they made some changes. They made a trade. They brought in Jordan Poole. They traded away C.J. McCollum. Unfortunately, DeJounte's hurt, so he's not going to be able to start the season. Hopefully, he'll be back sooner rather than later. I don't really know what his timetable is at the moment.
I just looked. It said it right around New Year's.
Okay, so he'll be out
a little after New Year's.
First 2 months, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be out a little bit. New Orleans, on paper, they have talent, especially in the starting lineup, right? Murray, when healthy, really good. Jordan Poole, when not crazy, awesome, right? Herb Jones,
Zion, when healthy.
Right. Injury is going to play a factor with everybody here because I think everyone on this list has gotten hurt at some point. Herb Jones, really good defender, like one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, has been for a long time. As long as he stays together, he also got hurt last year. They're good. Trey Murphy took a next level leap, in my opinion, last year. He was really, really good last year. He earned that starting to the point where they were comfortable trading Ingram. That's how good Trey Murphy was. Zion Williamson is a prodigy when he's not hurt. Unfortunately, 90% of the time he is hurt. Now, looking at it, now he looks good coming into the season this year. He looks he's in shape. I'm not sure that means anything. That means hopefully that means he can stay healthy longer. Problem is, I have to see it to believe it. It's been a while. When the last time I think he's played. Oh, how many did he play last year? And that
30.
30. How about the year before?
70. So that's actually what I was going to bring up for my point.
Yeah.
The pendulum swings with Zion. He either plays 30 or less, or he plays 60 or more. There's no in between. So the pendulum last year was back to the 30. That means this year should be more. He should play.
He should be healthy this year. Yes. So, look, if he stays healthy, if the team stays healthy, they are not bad on paper.
No.
I think they're good. He was a rookie last year. He was a decent center for them. Played good man in the middle, dude. Love Jose Alvarado coming off the bench. Jordan
Yeah.
Hawkins was fine. Carlo Makovich actually fucking did some stuff for them off the bench. He was surprised me. I didn't even know if that dude they had to use him because they were so hurt last year, and he actually played really well. I was shocked. Their new addition, Sadiq Bey, was hurt all of last year, so he didn't really get a chance to play. Sadiq Bey was a good player.
Yeah.
He was a good player. He could have really helped this team. Kayvon Looney barely played with Golden State, but also was Mr. Reliable for them. You know what I mean? Kayvon Looney can still play. He's at least a solid big that can rebound, at the very least. Jeremiah Fears, I know they have a lot of they like him. I don't know when healthy where this guy could fit in because I think he's a point guard. I think he's more of a combo guard, but yeah, I think they use him more as point. We'll see. I don't know where he's gonna. He might be able to get in time now, but next I'll run off the bench. But I don't know. We'll see. Micah Peavy, I don't know much about him. Derek Queen, I've heard good things about him, but I think he's also hurt. I didn't write that down because I figured he might be ready for the training camp, but I don't really know. I haven't really checked. I know he did get hurt not too long ago. And the two ways, they get in with it. I mean, don't get me wrong. On this team last year, I think all their two ways play, so they might get some chances. I swear that one two-way played so much they had to take him off the two-way. He had so many games under his belt. That happened. It was Brandon Boston Jr., who's now no longer in the league, but he had a good year. That got him his contract in Europe. Yeah, this is New Orleans. Prime, what you think about the Pelicans?
Maybe a slight improvement last year. I think they won 20 some odd games last year, and there's a lot of things that factored into that. Some was talent, some was injuries.
Right.
Looking at this team, like I said, the additions to me, I like the Looney addition. I like the Sadiq Bey addition to this squad. Love that Alvarado's coming back. You already mentioned about DeJounte Murray and his timeline, which they're gonna need to get him back. At the early part of that. But other than that, man, if you look at the team, Zion, is he going to stay healthy? Of course. And then if he does he play? You like Trey Murphy, just like I do. Trey can get buckets for sure. Defensively, Herb Jones. I mean, I think they're pretty strong down there. They be able to play some defense. If there's one big strength, I would say when we're talking about people missing games, Missy don't miss a lot of games, bro. I think he played like 70 plus last year, if I'm not mistaken. I know he played at least 60, 65. I think he might have been 70 plus. But Missy plays, and you got to have bodies on the basketball court, man. So, but a lot of it is mainly how do the new additions fit in, and can they just keep this team on the court? If they won maybe 20 some odd games last year, I can see this team, if healthy, maybe making a 5 to 7 game improvement. No playoffs, but I can see a 5 to 7 game improvement. They can keep everybody relatively healthy.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if everything goes according to plan, and it's what Green is their coach, right? Still.
Willie Green, yeah, Willie's still there.
Yeah, Willie Green's still the coach, right? If that works out, because look, he's gotten them to the playoffs before.
Yeah,
I do think they could maybe make a run for that playing team. My problem is I don't trust this team,
right?
And so I don't know if they will stay healthy or I don't know if they have the mentality to get there. They have the talent. I don't know if they mentally have it to get there. They might end up being a lower end Western team just because they're just not ready. They're just not together. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I mean, what do you think about the Pelicans?
I do think that they live and die kind of with Zion, and a lot of that is with health. Like I was saying about the pendulum earlier, when I really mean the pendulum, I mean every other year it goes 20, 60 or more. Less than 30, 60 or more. Then last year, less than 30 or 30 or less. So this year theoretically should be 60 or more. And a lot of their issues last year, they had 20 different players that at least started a game. That means you didn't have players who had consistency. You didn't have a roster that was consistent. They had 3 players who started more than 50 games. That's it. Out of all 25 players that they played last year, 3 started more than 50 games. And it's just like
one of them being Missy.
Yeah, he he played in 73 and started 67 of them. It was
the only consistent they had was their center.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of their issues stemmed from the fact of they just didn't have any type of like consistency and like nothing about them knowing how to play together. So hopefully an off season of like getting that all together, going through training camp, I do think that they could go back to similar to where they were the year before, where they weren't the best team. You know, I think they were still 6th or 7th in the West, but I feel like that's probably the actual Pelicans at best, at good health.
At their best, yeah.
Yeah. And again, unfortunately, like we said with many teams, it all depends on can they stay healthy because we haven't seen it.
That's fair. Juwan, do you think there will be a pool party in New Orleans this year?
Pride of Milwaukee Part 2.
Well, I mean, as long as that's basketball terms, you never know with Zion. This team has again on paper so much insane talent, right? It's just the idea of you can keep them healthy and keep it together. I've seen games in the postseason where it looks like no one can stop Zion except for gravity, right? And then it's just like he goes out, team's just dead in the water. So I kind of feel like if he can stay healthy, 7 or 8, I think they can get into the playoffs. I know you guys said 7, 8, and 9 is play in, right?
7 through 10, yeah.
9, 10, yeah.
So I think they could be at like 7 or 8. I really do. I honestly do. Because the talent is there. And Zion, when he's healthy and he has his mind right, is like, to me, it's the only other thing outside of Giannis we've ever seen. Where it's just no shooting, right? It's just straight, I'm getting to that basket, right? And when he's playing like that, he cannot be stopped. And that team can see success. It's just he has to keep it together. The one thing I think is going to end up hurting this team is no true veterans in that locker room. No true OGs to kind of keep them.
You ain't giving Kevon Looney that?
I don't know. What?
He's definitely a true veteran who got a ring.
Okay, here's why I'm not giving Kevon Looney that.
Hey, you finna leave off Kevon Looney like that. That's the pride of Milwaukee.
Zion brings around hose and wings. Kevon Looney.
You don't think he saw that in the Bay? I don't think he.
That man was a winner for years.
Right. I think he good.
Hold on. We have to start distinguishing what the term veteran means. It can't just be you've played in the league a long time.
He was a starter in Golden State.
Right. He has 3 rings.
I'm not discrediting that this man has played in the league. That does not make you okay. You know what? I'm sorry.
You want a former All-Star veteran? Is that what you're looking for?
I just realized what I'm doing. That's completely making us disagree. They need leadership on this team.
You don't think he did any type of leading in you don't think he did any type of leading in Golden State?
No.
All right, that's fair. I got nothing.
I can't speak to that.
Leadership. To me, we have to stop doing that. You can't just play in the league for like 10 years and it's like
how do we know?
He won't lead nothing in Golden State.
You don't think he was a voice in the locker room?
Oh no, we already know the voice in Golden State is.
Here's the thing. They were saying that about Durant for how long? Man's a multi-time champion, all-star, gold medals. They don't view him as a leader. They don't. This man has said, I don't want that shit. I just want to hoop.
I know not everyone has to be an all-star to be a leader. Obviously.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying proper leader.
My problem is I don't see why I don't know. How do we know he's not a leader is my thing.
No, I'm asking you, who do you see on this roster that you go, that's the guy that they're going to say is a locker room guy?
I think he is one of those. I think it's
one
of the
reasons
that
might have been.
I tell you what. I will be watching Pelicans games. And I'm going to be listening in for them to say, you know who really kept us together? Fucking Kevon Looney. And then,
I don't see why for a team like our team for a long time, I had Taj Gibson as a voice in the locker room. and he was that last guy on the bench most of the time. I just don't see that's that different. Like I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to like the locker room dynamics at Golden State.
You did hear.
But he was very important to that team.
But you did hear things back when Taj was in Chicago that Taj and Noah and those guys were leaders. So
Okay,
it's not shocking.
The problem with Golden State is the only thing we hear is that fucking Draymond doesn't shut up, and that's all we really know.
Right.
No one respects Steph, and Draymond's a pain in the ass. That's kind of all we know about.
There was an article in 2022 that called Kevon Looney the glue guy for that vital Golden State Warriors championship run. Now, granted, I'll just in pure transparency, it was written by the local paper here, and he is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So they could be overstating some stuff.
All I'm saying is when I think leadership, I think of what Iguodala was. I think of what Chris Paul continues to be. That's what I think of leadership.
But I feel like that's like the top of the top. Like those are very high examples.
You gotta remember,
Bobby Portis is very much a leader.
That's fair.
Remember when Lance Thomas was our fucking captain? Lance Thomas.
Joel, that was Slim Pickens, dog.
I'm just saying. That's true, but he was literally like, on any other team, he'd be like the last dude.
I don't think your leader should be out of desperation. I think your leader should be
I'm trying to make my point. Is like Kevon Looney could still play, and I think he is. He's been around long enough to be a leader. Again, I don't know if he's a leader.
I don't know either. It was just crazy that you immediately disregarded it.
All I'm saying.
I understand where you're coming from. I'm just saying I don't give tenure. Tenure doesn't mean leadership to me. I'm not saying 10 years. That's not what I'm saying. So as long as we understand that we're not saying what we each other are saying, I'm cool. So you're saying because he's a champion? That's part of it. Again, the only thing I can't speak to what he is in the locker room because I wasn't in the locker room and I don't remember. I don't pay attention to Golden State Warriors like that. Okay. All I'm saying is that he has been a veteran presence on that team for a long time. A guy they really like.
Mm-hmm. And there's nothing to say that just because he wasn't super loud in Golden State, he probably didn't feel the need to because like you said, you have a Steph, you have a Draymond, you have Iguodala still somewhere running around there, even though he's not on contract. So it's like he has all that. He has those people to learn from. He's still fucking over there. And once he gets the chance, now that he's out, he's able to sort of give those lessons to a team like New Orleans where they don't have anybody who has any championship pedigree. Mm-hmm. And he can sort of talk about the lessons that he learned from a Steph, a Draymond, a Iguodala. I do believe that's one of the reasons they brought him in is because he had that background, and he obviously they were willing to pay him. But he took that because they want him there because he's a veteran presence. Obviously they need more. But of course, presence. Okay. Shit. Look, if he does it, then this team could be a playoff team. Because that's all they're missing. They're going to need more than fucking Kevon Looney's. Once again, y'all going to stop disrespecting my Milwaukee brethren. If they can stay healthy, the only thing that could fuck up this team is the fact that they don't have a proper person to steer the ship. If that is Kevon Looney, then they do have a person. Theoretically, it should be Zion. That is your star. Your star should be the person who is steering your ship. Yeah, well. We'll see. The Super Bowl not in. The Super Bowl and the All-Star game are neither of those are in New Orleans this year. So he doesn't have to worry about an influx of people coming in. He should be good. Man, he needs to make sure Mariah Mills ain't still in New Orleans. That's where he needs to make sure. I'm sure that's the only thing he knows. That's not going to be a factor. Damn. But yes, if this team is healthy, I just think proper leadership is all they need because yeah, I do agree with that statement. I do. That's the first thing I said. I'm like, I don't know if they have it in the head, like the headspace. I don't know if they're focused enough most of the time. That's the problem. Yeah. Plus, they have the talent, but the injuries and they just seem like a mess is the problem. I do think they have the talent. I like Trey Murphy. I think he is one of those leaders as well, and maybe Herb Jones. But it's just sometimes isn't enough to get over that hump. Well, sometimes it's just not. You're not enough to get through to someone. So I mean, it's just that hard head motherfucker right there. Anyway, Joe got punched in the face and still didn't learn the lesson. So no, he did not. No, he did not. So maybe he learns it in New Orleans with his old friend Kevon Looney. Right. All right. Unless Zion punch him in the face.
That's right. Well, then now we're going to start seeing a pattern here. Well, what's going on, Jordan? All righty, let's move on from New Orleans and move on to the Spurs of San Antonio. All right, so as you can see, we're going to have my projected starters due to injury. Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, Jeremy Sochan, Victor Wembanyama returning. The injured De'Aaron Fox, who already got hurt to start the season. Keldon Johnson, Julian Champagnie, Bismack Biyombo has returned. Jordan McLaughlin, Harrison Ingram, and Riley Minnick, the two-ways from last year, have returned. They brought in Luke Cornett, Kelly Olynyk, Lindy Waters, and the rookies Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant, and David Jones Garcia. What a hell of a fucking summer league. Yeah, so this is the Spurs.
Ooh.
What happened?
No, I'm reading up on De'Aaron Fox's injury.
Yeah, I forgot what it was, but
hamstring.
Hamstring. Yeah, he's gonna miss the beginning of the season. Anyway, you have a plethora of options to replace De'Aaron with Stephon Castle, the rookie of the year last year, and of course the guy they drafted this year, Dylan Harper, another point guard. So luckily they have a plethora of options to replace him in the meantime till he returns. We'll see how that works. Now, Devin Vassell, I do like as a two-way wing guy. He was hurt a lot last year, but hopefully this year he gets healthy and he stays healthy. I mean, Harrison Barnes has definitely lost a step or two. I'm not sure Harrison Barnes is long for that starting lineup, but that's my opinion. I don't know what the coaching staff, now that they have their new coach, even though technically he took over for Pop last year. Was it Mitch Johnson? Was it?
Yeah, Mitch Johnson. Yep.
So he's now the official coach of the Spurs. Pop is retired from coaching now, just focusing on managing the team. But again, I'm not sure what Mitch wants to do with it. If maybe the veteran presence Harrison Barnes, I get that. Doesn't even mean he should start. You know, so Jeremy Sochan is definitely in and out of that starting lineup all the time. I like Jeremy starting, but you have other options here that we can definitely get into in a minute. Victor was a fucking monster last year until, of course, he got hurt, injured with the blood clots, unfortunately. Had a middle of the summer, recovering from that. I saw him doing kung fu and shit. I was like, oh, good for you. I mean,
he was doing all types of stuff.
He was all over the place. I mean, good for you, my man, alien dude. Like he was killing it though. Hopefully, he is healthy. He can start. So far, I've heard that he is healthy. We'll start the season. Keldon Johnson, I like him. He's been a good six man for a couple of years now for San Antonio. You know, I actually think he'd be a nice trade chip, but they seem to refuse to actually move him. Julian Champagnie, I've seen him in the starting lineup at times. I could definitely see him taking Harrison Barnes' spot in the lineup if considering they like him a lot. Biyombo stepped in when Wemby went out. Was a nice veteran presence for them as a backup center. I even started some games last year. Jordan McLaughlin, nice third point guard. They brought in some help just in case Victor goes down again with a lot of size there. Luke Cornett had a hell of a year with Boston. Very integral to their run. Has been the big part of their run for a while. So I think getting Luke Cornett was a big deal because you could even start Victor next to Luke and that wouldn't even hurt them at all. And bringing Kelly Olynyk randomly, I think it was a random ass trade one day. They brought him in. I'm like, okay, I mean, where are they going to find room? I guess they're just doubling down just in case Victor gets hurt again. They still have some type of safety blanket. Not that that'll be enough because Victor is a freak of nature. Lindy Waters they brought in. I like the rookie Dylan Harper, where he fits in. Probably get into the rotation if healthy. Carter Bryant, same. I don't know where he fits exactly, but he's got the logjam there at the wing. Jones Garcia is the same thing with the other two ways. We'll see. I like him, but I don't know if he'll have a chance to actually, unless there's major injuries that take place getting into the rotation. I like San Antonio if they're healthy. Unfortunately, we've already started this season injured.
So he should be back, they said, by November 1st.
Oh, good shit. So not too long after. That's great. I do like San Antonio. I think they could be a playoff team, at least a play-in team, just like a lot of the other guys we talked about in the Southwest so far. They could definitely be competing for that, one of those 8, 9, 10 around there. That's kind of where I see it. Joanne, how do you feel about San Antonio?
Question: did San Antonio break the Chris Paul streak?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Chris Paul's like every team he's ever played on to the playoffs. I think until San Antonio.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's fair.
Antonio.
He fucked it up. They fucked it up.
I think they have a lot of talent. You know what I was thinking would be good for this team? I'm sure you guys are gonna tell me if I'm wrong here, but with everything going on with Kuminga in Golden State, I would not mind putting Kuminga on this team at all. I would not mind that a bit. I think that would be a really good fit for him, and he fits the timetable for this team very much so. You have to start thinking, spending money wisely. I think Kuminga would be a good bet. No one's really looking to come to San Antonio, right? So, get talent where you can get it. I think Kuminga would be really good for this team. I do have them around there, Joel. So like maybe 7, 8, 9 around there. Play in, pretty much. Play in. Unless Wemby just takes the league by storm, like elevates. I don't even know what that would look like, but if that man turns it up a notch, who knows? Maybe.
Put up his numbers.
I got him up already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what number are you looking for?
Give me his game. Yeah, points, rebounds, assists, and blocks.
Points last year was 24, blocks was 3.8, rebounds was 11, and assists was 3.7.
Yeah, good. So if everything outside of points stays around that or elevates just a little bit, if he can get that to like 25, 28, shush. But yeah, I got him around 6, 7, or 8 around there, competing for one of those spots for sure.
Popping out of the plane. Yeah, I like him. I do too. Especially if Fox gets, well, he said by November 1st. That's good. I do like San Antonio. I do see that there's some upside there. Victor's he's so good. It's so unfair.
The Christmas game, man. That was one of my all-time favorite games to watch.
Which one?
Bridges going off against
Christmas.
Victor.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun. I was on my fucking
classic
toes that game.
I wouldn't let gifts get open until after that game was over. So yeah, I very much like this Spurs team.
Very good, very good. Prime, speak to me about the Spurs.
I really like this team too. The one thing I'm still down on, though, I'll be honest with you, I really wanted these guys to end up with the number 1 pick. Man, wow. I'm telling you, the excitement of being able to see, Wembanyama and Flag and De'Aaron Fox, man, on the same court would have been crazy. Like, I was really rooting for these guys to get that number 1 pick.
That would have been insane.
Yeah, I mean, not just for 2K purposes, that would have been fun, but just to watch. Period. Like, it's. I mean, they're gonna be, they're gonna be a Christmas watch anyway. But just imagine that, like, in a big matchup, that would have been crazy. And have at least 2 of those guys being really young. But anyway, as his team is constructed, I really like them. No, I still like them. Harrison Barnes. When we're talking about some type of veteran leadership there, as Juan was speaking on earlier, I think it's there. I do agree that he's not the Harrison Barnes of a few years ago, but still, and there's veteran leadership there. I'm also want to watch when De'Aaron comes back, and I know right now it's looking like Stephen Castle's probably the guy that's in his spot, but Keldon Johnson, I'm sorry, my man Dylan Harper. Ooh. Dylan Harper, I'm telling you, can play ball. I don't know if you guys ever seen him. Kid out of Rutgers, high basketball IQ. I mean, he really can get down. He can fill a bucket up too. I'm really interested to see if he can get in there and cement himself as a guy that's getting some minutes. I think that's really going to be able to allow this team to utilize De'Aaron Fox off the ball a little bit too. And so he can get out there and get busy. So I got my eye on that. And lastly, I'll say, the Luke Cornett thing to me is a win. I think it's a definite win to be able to bring him in with this team. Can spell, Victor some spots. Maybe even there be some time they can have them on together when they want to really spread it, because Luke can pull it. And then getting a guy like Olynyk. I know Olynyk is up there in age now. He's probably about his mid-30s, but he can get you some quality minutes in there as well. So You know, this is going to be real interesting to see what Mitch does with this squad. But I like him. I think, again, you know, we've talked injuries this whole time. But if we're talking about gelling, and if we're talking about the possibility of what this team may be if they can stay relatively healthy, I don't see the play-in being that far of a possibility. I think this team has a chance to get there, man. I think it's the way they're constructed. I do. Now, you mentioned the Keldon Johnson thing. This could be the year, though, right here. We're talking about when they get to a certain point, and we're talking about them maybe looking at something that they may be missing. This particular team or something they can buy into the next year. This may be the year that we get close to that trade deadline that Keldon Johnson could get moved. And he's not a bad piece to have, to be honest with you.
That's a fair point. I think you're right. I think that's a nice piece.
Yeah.
You could definitely package and then throw in. And he, like you said, he could be very useful on the bench. Absolutely. Yeah. He's actually a pretty good player.
He is.
And you just add him to anything, and whatever they get back is obviously something that might be worth it. So, yeah, I see the upside. There's a lot of upside. It helps that they've sucked to get a lot of this upside, but good on them. They've been able to rebuild, and that's what they've been looking for. They got lucky in the draft, getting the number 1 pick. You know, when Bayama was that was the guy, and that was the guy. That was the guy they were waiting for, and they've been lucky to have some of the best centers ever.
Let's go, Dylan Harper. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, like they got number 2, but man, that's not a bad number 2.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously NBA legacy right there. Like
Ron Harper's son.
Ron Harper, his brother plays in the league too. So not even outside of just his dad, like
Ron Harper Jr.
Like I think they have all of the stuff on paper to make the next step. I don't know about blood clots. So I don't know how worried we should be like that they could return.
Yeah,
that's the thing that scares me.
Did remember that's what Barmore had?
Okay.
Isn't that what happened? No, wait, Bosch had them. I think they had them in his lungs or some shit.
Yeah, I think he had his in his lungs. So that's why he had to had to retire with it.
But that's what almost 10 years ago, so much has changed medically and technology wise. So I think they've learned, because Christian Barmore of the Patriots had blood clots, and a lot of us were like, damn, is he ever going to come back? And he came back the next season. So so it does seem like something that maybe won't be a severe issue for him going forward.
That's good, at least. Like that's I think the one thing that was worrying me is just like I don't know what's the reoccurrence rate of those and stuff like that, because it's outside of that he's been relatively healthy, so he's just going to continue to get better. De'Aaron Fox only played like 15 games for them just from the time that he got traded, so just giving them time to gel and sort of get some type of gelling together as a team. I'm weary to say, oh yeah, they'll make the play in, because we said that last year, and you see what happened.
Got hurt.
I mean, yes, that is fair, but it still was like we put a lot of faith in y'all last year, and things happen.
That was before they got Fox.
That is true.
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah, you're right. Probably play in again. I do think play in. And if they do make the play in, I think that they could be one of the ones who make it into the actual playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. If they stay healthy, they can make noise.
They could.
I do believe that. Anyway, guys, where would you say who's winning the Southwest? You think?
Oh, that's easy. Houston.
Juwan, you agree?
No, I'm gonna be contrarian. I'm gonna go.
Always
Dallas.
are.
You can't help it.
I know. Wait, who'd you say? I'm sorry. I talked through you.
Oh, I said I'm gonna go Dallas.
You putting your faith in Mr. Glass?
Hey.
As long as it's not Houston, I guess.
I don't hate Houston. I just don't
sound like it.
I don't believe in them as much as you guys do. That's the only thing. That's it.
Okay.
I mean, Joel, you weren't glowing about the goddamn Lakers like I was.
I wasn't.
So that's all it is. It's no deeper than that. It's no deeper.
I didn't have them very. What I have them. I think I have them fourth. I think this year.
I didn't have Houston missing the playoffs. I wasn't disrespectful.
You had them a low seed at one point.
Yeah.
I'm at 5.
No, that's not low. That's like middle.
That's where I had them.
You said low. You specifically said low seed.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought 5 was low. My bad. I mean, it's only 8, so I'm like 5. I mean, technically, 5 is like towards the lower end of whatever.
No, it's like playing like all the other teams. That's playing. Because now it extends to 10 technically. So middle 5 is middle. Like
for sure.
That's it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were muted. I'm like, oh, fuck.
No.
Talking to muted. All right. Yeah, I mean, I probably agree. Houston probably takes it. I probably do Dallas and Houston are the top seeds, definitely. With San Antonio third, I would say. New Orleans, I like more than Memphis, probably, but
yeah,
I don't know if I trust them more than Memphis. So that makes more sense. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird.
I like them more than Memphis because they have the same issue. Their star players staying healthy.
I just like the talent. I like the talent in New Orleans.
Ja stays more healthy than Zion. Ja just does other stupid stuff to not be on the court.
I'm sorry.
That's fair. That's very fair. But anyway, guys, thank you. I appreciate you guys coming today, talking some Southwest basketball. As we get closer and closer to the regular season, our first preseason game was today. It was the iconic New York Knicks playing that team in Philly, in Abu Dhabi. That was our first game. We got the dub. It was fun. Nice seeing basketball again, and it's slowly coming together. I think tomorrow the Pelicans play. Funny enough, in Australia.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm Australian. But yeah, so do go. I mean, I think it's a 5:00 in the morning game here at the EST. So if you guys love the Pelicans, go watch that. If not, watch the clips in the morning when you wake up. Come back next week. Next week we will be doing the Southeast. I like going counterclockwise, primarily because I want to end with the Atlantic. That's just what I'm doing. All right. So no bias. Right. No bias. So next week we'll be doing the Southeast. We'll be discussing teams like the Hawks and the Hornets and the Heat and so on and so forth. But thanks again, guys. Before we go, Deej, where can they find you?
You can find me at DidgeD in all places. I do a podcast on Fridays with Trayvon called the Geeking on Tech Podcast. On Sundays, I do the Geek Set Podcast. I'll let Prime talk about his podcast, but I do sometimes be on there. You know, it's a guest. That's always fun. I don't know if I'll be on there this week. We had a good game. I'll be there. So, and yeah, I'll be on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch where I'll be twitching lots of games, but not Ghost of Yote. That is just for me.
Woo! I don't think that'll be most of us this weekend. Prime, where can they find you?
Find me on X at Prime SBK. And then, of course, on my podcast, the SBP, that's the Sports Bar Podcast. We broadcast most Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Sports talk is our thing, but hip-hop, television, and movies are always on the table. But we're heavy in the NFL this year. And, hey, if so tune in. We're on YouTube. And we're on the Facebook group as well. You can find that as DSBP also or DSBP TV. You can find both of them there. And yes, if you guys are free, you guys come through if you can, if you're not tied up. I will say that this week we do have, haven't finished everything, but both of you guys' teams, the Giants, even though they're playing the Saints, is a very interesting matchup to me. I'm going to be prepared to talk about that. And then, of course, the Patriots definitely have an interesting matchup, and I'm really excited about that game. So, come through, tune in.
It was a good week. I might be there. This is not me, promising anything past this week, but we'll see. Jawan, where can they find you, sir?
Nowhere. Don't follow me. Follow your dreams.
Oh, okay.
You heard that here first. Follow your dreams, not him. But always at the end of the day, watch Much Ado About Nothing whenever we're on Wednesdays. Thank you. And whenever we do our sports shows, right now we're doing this just for the next three more weeks. But I'm sure we'll be back for mid-season stuff, all-star stuff, and then we always do that kind of. Maybe we do other things. I love like covering the draft too. So we'll get there in a couple months. So cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks again, everybody. Peace. Give me a minute. There you go.